ジタバタせずにコーヒーでも入れよう。
Hello.
Hello.
Yo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Just peachy.
We're doing.
Yeah, good.
I just want to point out the dedication of Nev, who's on vacation. He could have slept in. He's like an hour behind us too. But he said, you know what, man, I love Godzilla and I love you people. And
I do it for the fans.
I'm gonna hang out with my peeps.
Yeah.
So thanks, man. Mike, Rich, how's everybody doing? Everybody having a decent summer thus far?
Yeah, okay.
No?
Summer's the worst time to be a early childhood teacher. It's the worst. You get new kids, you have to be outside more, and it's just I'm fucking exhausted. I personally can't wait for summer to end. But
so you're a teacher year round, and you don't have summers off.
Nope.
Oh.
I barely get. Yeah, if I want time off, I gotta take time off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not a really good model. It's like I really don't understand why they don't give teachers in early childhood more time off. You suffer from a lot of burnout that way.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, but
come on in, Cole.
It's fine. I've been doing this for so long. I'm used to it. This year is particularly rough, though. I have a hard group of kids, but
yeah,
I'll survive.
You can do it.
Yeah, of course.
What's up, Rado? GMK guy. Hello. Coffee. Yes, coffee. Hello, Tyler. So we have a nice little group of people here already. That's kind of cool. But this person's being negative. Get your negativity out of here. Good morning. You need another collectible.
I mean, it doesn't have to be an X Plus. I mean, it's cool that it is, but you can go cheaper.
You can get a Gigant. Oh no, you can get any number of things.
You can buy a Zilla. You could buy a Zilla right now.
Buy a Zilla toy.
Store.
Yeah. How about you, Rich? What's new with you this summer?
Not much. I already can't believe it's halfway through the summer. G-Fest has already come and gone, and been busy. I did something really fucking cool. My dad at Pocono Speedway, we jumped in a stock car and drove around the track a few times.
Oh, that's cool.
That was kind of actually. I'm still on an adrenaline rush from that, and I want to go buy like a street stock or anything, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. How about you, Nev?
That's pretty much almost over. August is next week or this week.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I know
it's over. Back to the grind, but G-Fest came and went pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm honestly of the belief that people are conditioned to love summer because that's when we got off from school as kids. But I think summer sucks, man. Like I can't wait till it's like 70 to like 65, 70 degrees every day, and football's on, and man, like I hate this shit. It's been so hot, like every goddamn day. It's so hot, and the humidity is like ridiculous. I was like
18.
Yeah, it's just like, so overrated, man. Being 98 degrees and 70% humidity is not cool, man. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody else I know is either goes to school as a teacher and gets the summer off, and they're always like, "No, I don't want it to end." And I'm like, "Oh, please, preach to somebody else."
What's up, Alex? What's up, Thomas?
What's up, Tom?
Yeah, that picture that he's talking about is pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Fresh Vinyl.
Yeah,
Facebook
it's fucking hilarious.
Rich laying on the tarmac, taking a picture of a toy.
Rich, you getting into the ones that just popped up for WonderFest?
If there was one I would get, it would be the that multicolor Passion Tank Shin Godzilla. But it depends.
Oh, that was painted by Shirahama by Dennis.
Yeah, that one looked fucking dope. Saru Jirushis look cool, but none of them, just to touch on the one that I picked up at G-Fest, again, it's got to speak to me. So if it speaks to me, then I'll hunt something down.
Yeah, so I was kind of digging the 62 and 64 they had, but we'll see how crazy the prices go.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it just me or is it like, I look at the prices now and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how is that?
Everything's high.
It's crazy, man.
Is hot as shit right now. That's
yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Like the Spiral Studio stuff, I'm like, dude, how is that shit $1,200? Like, look, it's nice and everything, but that's just crazy to me. Like, this stuff is that expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything's expensive now. The cost of vinyls kind of up, and the prices for licenses are getting higher.
Yeah.
And then you're buying it like second market, sometimes third market, sometimes. So it's kind of tough. Yeah,
even the Mondo stuff's pretty.
Mondo's expensive, man. I was talking to Johnson yesterday. I caved and I bought the Kong. It was like $250 or something shipped.
Yeah.
It's like with taxes and shipping. It's like, dude, I could have bought a vintage piece for that almost, but whatever.
Yeah. The thing I'll say about the Mondo stuff is they are big and like substantial and heavy like figures, so they're not.
Yeah, they're thick.
Yeah, I mean they're like you could like knock somebody out with one of them. They're pretty big.
It could be the license too, because I see Mondo like advertising like the Ninja Turtle big vinyls too. Those things aren't even close to what the Godzilla stuff is costing. So they're
$90. I know.
Yeah, I think that.
And they're cool. Actually, I'm on the fence.
120.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with the turtles. I'm really tempted to buy all 4 of the turtles because they're big and they're super cool looking. And I don't really have any other like. Yeah, the one you got's cool.
Yeah, they're doing Mondo Gecko, and I think they're doing Baxter Stockman and Flyform. I think they're all done by James too, so like the designs is slightly different. So I'll pick up the mutants, but the Ninja Turtle stuff like is great, but they just look like the old ones,
Yeah,
there's a lot of turtle stuff out there right now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, this stuff's crazy. You are correct. Good morning, Mike. Monster Mike. So we're back. We were not really planning on doing anything till the end of the summer, but like we were talking before the show, maybe we'll do like monthly going forward, because every 2 weeks was it was a little, especially like the more research heavy ones that we were kind of doing. It's a lot of stuff to like try to get done in 2 weeks. I feel like if we did it monthly, we could probably and I've also been toying around with the idea of doing like maybe every couple Friday nights, every maybe like once a month, doing a Friday night like happy hour version of this, to see if there's any interest in that too. So we'll see. We have all kinds of stuff we can do, but I mean, this is back, and I should have took note of who it was. Somebody made a post in Collect All Monsters.
Eric Henry.
Was it Eric Henry? I know he commented on it, but I don't know if he was the original.
He's been asking me off and on over the past few months when we're doing this again. He really wanted us to come back.
Yeah, he was asking. Somebody was asking what had happened to the show because they were digging it. Yeah, and I got tagged in the post, and I was like, oh, screw, let's just do one. The hell with it. So this one's more just let's all catch up, shoot shit, whatever. We've all got some new stuff. Mike and Rich and Nev are going to talk a little bit about G-Fest because they went to G-Fest because they're true fans, and me and Mike Russo are not true fans. So we're gonna do that. But I figured there's a ton of new stuff on the Godzilla store, so I screen capped some of that stuff. Figured we talk about a little bit of that. If there's anything I didn't get, if you're watching, throw it in the comments. We can talk about it. You guys here, if I missed one, throw it out there too. I mean, the big breaking news one, I guess, from 3 or 4 weeks ago was the set here, which I jumped on right away, and then now I'm kind of like, maybe I should have waited, but because basically it's just the Japanese version of the Blu-ray set with subtitles turned on, basically. Yeah. And there's no subtitles for any of the additional materials. So like all the behind the scenes stuff isn't subtitled. So it makes me wonder like how, if that stuff ever comes out, it makes me think that stuff will never come out subtitled. If it's not on this release, I can't imagine it'll come out on like a $20 release at some point with subtitles.
That's what I thought too.
So yeah, I mean, $65, you do get a ton of stuff. I mean, the behind the scenes stuff, I can take it or leave it with subtitles. I'll probably watch it once anyway, either way, and that would probably be the end of it for me.
Yeah,
anyway,
I
but
got the Japanese one. Rich, you have that one too, right? It's kind of hard to justify buying it
no,
again.
yeah, I don't have the Japanese one. I waited, and I was glad I waited because this one is that one with the subtitles. And honestly, like, would you be shocked to find out that there's some way that they're already encoded on the Japanese version?
They probably were. I mean,
anyway.
even the packaging isn't translated on this.
Yeah,
so.
it's.
And if I want to watch it subtitled, I just watch it on Netflix. I mean,
yeah.
And a more official American version is bound to come out. Like, this is just a cheap Toho release just to get some money out of people. So,
yeah,
more. And they even said there's going to be more versions of it coming out, like all different types of releases. So this is just the beginning of it.
Yeah. So to me, like, you brought up Netflix. So I watched it on Netflix and I watched it on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon and I watched it on Netflix. The subtitles are different between the two versions. It's interesting. The Netflix version is actually like it's basically like they just turn the closed captioning on. Like it has like footsteps. It'll say like footsteps at the bottom of the screen or like distant monster roar, which isn't in the Amazon version. The Amazon version is just like the subtitles. It doesn't have the descriptive.
It'll be interesting to see what the subtitles look like on the Japanese, the set that the Godzilla store is selling.
Yeah.
That might just be like a cheap, quick subtitling job through Toho that's not gone.
Yeah, I would imagine they'd be at least on par with what's on Amazon. The Amazon ones were good. And, again, bringing it up on streaming, have you guys showed it to any people who are not necessarily fans of it? Like I showed it to my parents, and they were both really impressed with how good it was. I mean, my dad's kind of predisposed to liking monster movies anyway, but my mom was like, I'm surprised by how good that was. And then we had some friends over that are not in any way, shape, or form Godzilla fans, and they wanted to see it. And they were both at the end like, I couldn't believe how good it was, which is cool.
I didn't get a chance to show it to anybody, but my in-laws all watched it on their own, and they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, everybody that I've recommended it to has enjoyed it, which is cool, man. When does Kaiju and Coffee and Kaiju After Dark debut? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to do one because we get a little rowdy. I wanted the
first final after hours.
Yeah, we got to do something after an after hours show at some point tonight. every night at Nev's house.
After House of the Dragon, please.
Yeah. I haven't even started that yet.
Oh,
I got to get caught up on it. So other stuff from the Godzilla store. We're finally getting a Bandai. I have it here as Gino, but I guess I was talking to Rich. I guess it's actually Zilla because this is the 2004 version, which I think is kind of funny that they went ahead and did the 2004 Final Wars version, but not the 98 version.
Well, Bandai's been doing all the Final Wars guys lately, so this really isn't a huge shock.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about it? It's pretty plain.
I think if it hadn't shown up on the Godzilla store for like $25, I think I'd skip it completely because I can't see myself paying the $45-50 for it any other way. And I also hear this is kind of small because they scaled it up to the Final Wars Godzilla figure, which it's smaller than. So I hear this one's pretty tiny. Someone I know in Japan who already picked it up said it's very small. So yeah, $25 is about as far as I'd go with something like that.
Yeah, I think $25 is right. I couldn't justify paying $15 more at 40 for it. There's no way. Yeah. So let me see. We got a question. Did y'all check out the X Plus stuff from WonderFest today? I have not checked out anything from WonderFest as of yet today. Anyone else? Rich, is your finger on the pulse?
Yes. I saw it.
You did?
Saw the stuff. I saw the goods.
What was it?
So there's a gigantic series, Godzilla 2002, 3, whichever, Kirugoji. Gigantic series, Space Godzilla, which looks fucking massive. Yeah. I think the one thing that got my attention the most was actually two of them. It's the first form of Godzilla -1, Godzillasaurus, basically. So it looks like to do it a 25 centimeter of that, and then that fucking King Caesar statue. It looks like I don't want to say it looks like a one-on-one scale, but it's probably like a 30 centimeter size, maybe like 12 inches tall, big.
Like the statue from the movie that wakes him up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Long Island. the Auto Island Rick comes with like a little clear acrylic like water. I don't know,
Yeah.
like see-through like diorama with all the dead fish floating. That to me was well worth the purchase. Yeah, and I thought it was a gigantic, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I didn't see that. An Auto Island Godzilla.
It was next to the big. It was next to the big -1. The -1 looked like the gigantic, but I could be wrong. Either way, I'm going to snag that for sure.
Yeah,
that's cool. That would be one I'd probably be interested in getting. The Rick X Plus for the -1 figures, fucking great. So also we are getting some MMS Kong and Goji 24s. They're $25 each. I think the Kong looks cool. The Godzilla, I'm not I mean, it's more the design of that Godzilla than anything. I do like the Kong. He's cool looking there. Godzilla just, I mean, he's got, his head's small. It just, and they look out of scale with each other. I mean, it could just be the two pictures. But Kong looks substantially larger than Godzilla. I mean, I know, Movie Monster series isn't going for,
no
1-to-1 screen,
this is the first time the retail stuff's gone up on the US site. So maybe we'll get more of that. The retail Movie Monster figures, because there's a few things coming out later this year. They're doing Bandai, Akira Goji, a GMK Godzilla, a GMK Ghidorah, a new little Godzilla too. They're coming out.
Yeah,
September,
it's cool,
October.
man.
So
yeah, it's so cool that we're getting like that we have access to this stuff for the prices that we have access to it too. Like who would have thought? And like we're not sponsored by the Godzilla store, but it is pretty cool. Well, I saw this on there too. I mean, $65 for a 25 centimeter figures, not too shabby. This doesn't look like it's the most detailed figure. Nobody's going to mistake this thing for an X Plus, but
I mean, it's a decent figure. I have the regular variant. It's a decent figure for the price. I don't think I paid $65 for it, but it's not a bad figure. I kind of wish I got the blue spine version, but I got the regular version.
Is this an upscaled version of the Bandai figure that came out a while ago?
I actually never sat there and compared, but they're very similar. I think the tails look slightly different.
The hands, and the hands definitely look very similar to that Bandai one too.
I'll take a shot of it when I get back and compare. But it's a decent figure if you can get it for like $40-$50.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean that'll be a nice big shelf figure there. And then I saw this. I thought this was funny. I might actually get this.
Somebody had this or made one at G-Fest. They were walking around with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I might bust that out when I'm barbecuing. It's pretty good. So yeah, man, cool shit. Anything else on the site that I know? They have a couple of King Caesar, like almost Defa-real looking figures. Stuff like that on there. There's a ton of stuff on there. Shirts.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of Sofubi on there now, like a lot of exclusive stuff, which I didn't think they would ever do, which is kind of interesting.
I just think it exists so you can just go on there and be like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't have bought this otherwise, but you know what? Why the hell not?
Yeah. Good morning, Ray 2D2. What do we got? Alex Sawyer is considered an Omega Beast scale figure. That figure is collaborative with X Plus, just like the Shin. Okay. I don't know what the Omega Beast scale is, however, but good knowledge there. Yeah, so that's the Godzilla store stuff. I mean, we still got. You guys still watch Pluto TV ever? I'm starting to get disappointed with Pluto TV. I feel like every time I turn it on, Rebirth of Mothra 1, 2, or 3 is on. Like every stinking time. Like I know we're getting some Criterion Heisei stuff, right? So that's cool.
Well, on their Criterion streaming channel, which you have to subscribe to.
You have to pay
for. So do you think we'll get a physical, or I think they'll do physical releases of it, or?
I think eventually, maybe probably once they get the other 3 films, I mean, then maybe they'll do it. But I don't think
they'll probably do like a launch calendar or something. Yeah, but I haven't watched Pluto in forever. I just use Tubi now.
And that stuff's probably not going to show up on Pluto until they've gotten a chance to make you pay for it all first.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It just seems like the rotation, like we talked about it before. I wish they would just rotate them randomly and not rotate them. Because if you turn it on around the same time, like if I turn it on a Friday night as I'm winding down, I feel like every week, like I said, it's the same movie because it's just a rotation of of the movies. So, but yeah. So let's see. New purchases. Has anybody bought anything new? I'm kidding, of course. People bought new things. Yeah, Mike, I know you've
not too much for not too much for me. Because I'm really just doing Bandai these days, and it seems like they slowed down this spring for some reason.
Yeah,
you'd think with the 70th they would be pumping shit out, but they really haven't been. So, I don't know if we talked about the Minya last time we got together, but I got that.
There it is.
He's overscaled, but I think it's cool because they put more detail into it. I think it's
awesome.
Play.
That's a nice face sculpt on him. Really good.
Anything Minya's right up my alley. I love that guy. Ugly as he is.
That's a solid figure. Bandai is so interesting with their figures. Like sometimes they'll do stuff that's really like this is really, really nice, and sometimes it's just so basic. Like the Batra that they did, seems a lot more.
They seem to put a lot of their energy into the Showa stuff and not as much into the
Heisei. Yeah.
Because a lot of the Final Wars ones look pretty crappy.
Speaking of Heisei, you also got the Rodan.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but some of this stuff is actually popping up on Amazon too. So free shipping if you have an Amazon gift card. I mean, why not? So this was a birthday present to myself. So yeah, Rodan's cool, and I got the 64 Godzilla.
Yeah, which is really nice.
They definitely retooled the Memorial Box one. This one looks a lot better. The head is better. The fins are better. And I think the color is a lot better too. I like the Memorial Box, but this is definitely a much better toy.
Yeah, every kid wanted this at G-Fest. They kept on asking about this one and the 73 and 74.
What were prices like at G-Fest for this stuff?
I mean, it depends on the vendor, but I mean, I think a lot of the G Store exclusives were probably on par. It depends on which one. But just like every year, you can never predict what people want. Like everyone wanted Boggin or whatever, and it was on the G Store, but everyone was willing to spend whatever people were charging for Boggin.
Boggin was there for months and only just went down.
I know, it's crazy. We were shocked. Even -1, like there were a lot of people asking for -1 figures, which was already in the Godzilla store, but they wanted a -1 figure.
Do people not know this site exists? I mean,
I think it's probably a couple of things. It's probably that.
Gratification.
It's also that, but I also think it's just parents trying to like not teach responsibility, but have the kids spend their own money at G-Fest like it's their thing. Because like you have to get an account and a credit card to do that shit. So I think it's just the way of them going to the Comic-Con and getting it,
I heard the Minya was a pretty hot seller, which doesn't surprise me because he wasn't on the store very long. He kind of came and went really quick. So
yeah, Minya was hot.
I feel like with the store, if it shows up, pre-order it right away because you have like the 64 was up. I ordered it, I got it, and it was gone.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. I bought the Zilla on the Japanese site because I had no idea if it was going to come to the stateside because it is a crapshoot. So I'm like, screw it, I'll just buy it there. But
yeah, I think at this point, as long as it's a Godzilla store exclusive, it's going to show up on the site. It's the retail stuff that's the biggest crapshoot. Like it's great that Kong and the Godzilla are there because they're retail stuff, but they're the only ones so far. Nothing else in direct retail.
And they did like a new set of like Godzilla Keshis on the Japanese site, and they're not coming to the States, and you can't even use Bai to get them. So it's like really weird and inconsistent on what things you can purchase or what things can come to the States.
Hello, Andrew. Thanks for joining.
And that's all I got. Whoa. I got the -1, the 4K set, of course, from Japan. Yeah, and I got that. I know Brian got it too. That collection of Japanese Giants issues.
I did. Oh, I forgot about that. I should have grabbed that for this.
But that's it for now. I've kind of like not that I'm like not into Godzilla right now, but I'm kind of going on a lull at the moment because there's not a lot going on right now. I mean, there was a ton of shit happening the end of last year when we were doing this a lot, but now it's just I've kind of been into other stuff right now. So, but I'm sure it's going to change later in the year because I'm sure they have a ton of crap planned for the 70th. And we also don't know, like, we also have that U-Pick poll with the 5 Showa monsters that we're going to be putting into our box set. We haven't learned what those are going to be yet. So that's going to be, I think, around November, we're probably going to get hit with a ton of stuff.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Hello, Charles. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
So that's it for me.
Who is this person? Kristen Chapon?
Wannabe influencer.
Crusting Japan. I don't know who this person is. Whatever.
Crispy chicken fingers.
Crispy chicken fingers. Hello, Christine. Up nice and early in Cali. Nev, how about you, man? You sent me a few pictures. What did you get? You got some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's all my G-Fest stuff, I think. I don't know which one you're going to pull up first.
I'll pull up this one because that's cool as hell.
Yeah, that's the cool one. Yeah, that's the fake Godzilla 74.
Yeah, so
It's
cool.
the first time it came to the stateside. M1 brought that, the 73, and then two Godzilla 2000 and Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I didn't get those. I just wanted this one, but I mean, they're changing the box art, which is fantastic. The sculpt on his
love the box art.
That was a
It's
purchase.
so
Yeah, it's like awesome. So that was an immediate purchase.
You know what they should have done? They should have put a basket on the front of the bike with Angurus's broken jawbone in it.
That would be fantastic. That's a Rick extra.
Yeah. So M1 was that G-Fest?
But yeah, they were there. They brought a lot of trikes. They brought a couple of giant glow Hedoras, a couple of medium-sized Hedoras, and just some random stuff. I bought a few pieces from them, but they did really good this year. I know they did, but
That's cool.
They're always fun to talk to. And Eugene, he's just a toy nerd. He's just a kid. He loves all this stuff.
Yeah.
So he's just a cool dude to see walking around G-Fest, you know?
Yeah. And then these little dudes.
Yeah, so Maruzan was also there. This was their they sold this at in a Thailand Toy Fest, I think 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks before G-Fest happened. This is part of their Maruman line, like essentially Pachi Kaiju. This one you had to reach into like a blind box and pull them out. So I was lucky to get all I got 4 out of the 5 that I wanted, and then I trade my buddy for the other one. So this is their whole set. I think the brown guy is a new sculpt. The brown guy and the blue guy on the left is a new sculpt for their finger puppets, but I don't remember because it did this line way back in the day, and they go for a hefty amount. I'm talking like $200-$400 depending on the variant. But these were $40 a pop, so the paint was solid, and they're decent sized figures, probably like 6-7 inches, something like probably 6 inches.
Okay.
Really cool.
Because
Yeah,
they
really
look
cool
tiny.
colors.
They look small in the picture.
No, they're pretty decent size. I mean, they're about that big. I mean, you put your whole finger in there, and it's like vertical.
That's what she said.
But yeah, that's pretty solid figures.
All right, cool. And then this guy's awesome. I love this dude.
Yeah, so this one I actually didn't get at the G-Fest. I got it at Hobby Link Japan, but it's CCP GMK. They've been doing a shit ton of variants lately. Some of them are really cool. Some of them are like, what the hell are you thinking? This one I bought for cheap. I think it was like $30 or something. It's decent size as well, but the sculpt is awesome. The color is really cool. It's not suit accurate, of course, but it's pretty damn close. It's like a glossy finish, but love this pose, the menacing pose. But yeah, those are my highlights for recent months.
Nuts how CCP's still kicking, huh?
Just
They've
cranking
been
out
going
stuff.
for so long.
Cranking out stuff, yeah. They're all over. I mean, they popped up on the Godzilla store. Like I said, Hobby Link Japan always has their stuff, and they're really cheap too. I mean, you're talking like $30, $35.
Yeah, I love the
great shelf fillers.
Yeah, because they're not super big, but they're really cool and they're really well detailed.
We sold a lot of those at G-Fest. Everybody had them, but I think everyone sold their stuff because they're inexpensive and the paint jobs are real nice.
Yeah, cool.
So.
And then of course, Mr. Iso bought a few items. I think he's really slowed down his collecting. It's actually sad. It's actually sad to think about.
See, but I sent you like everything that I'm pretty sure I got in like since our last episode, which I realized.
Which I think was April.
What? April, yeah. Then as I was sending you photos of like I bought a lot of shit again.
Yeah. So Rich, I'm just gonna. You didn't send them to me in any order, so I'm just gonna do them in the order I have them, and you can go on about what they are. First up, we have this Golden Beauty.
Nice, yeah. So I ended up snagging off of Yahoo Japan the 4K set with the figure because I'm a nut, and I was like, I want the figure, so I'm like, fuck it, bought it, and then I was like, who knows when we're getting Godzilla -1. Here in the United States. So I guess I had like a FOMO. So I splurged on it. And the figure's pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. It looks better in person. It doesn't look orange through pictures. So it looks pretty cool. I dig it. For the Oscar.
Yeah, that's nice.
And the 4K, I know we have it on Netflix and other streaming services here now in the United States, but the 4K disc is fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm finally gonna have to get a 4K player when I get this because I've been holding off forever, but they're not even that expensive anymore. So
yeah, I just watched mine on my PS5, so like fortunately that works.
Yeah, yeah, that might be what I end up doing. And then of course you got this guy, which we were talking about before the show. I got this guy and haven't opened him yet because I'm gonna review him at some point. But yeah, the Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, so this is the Attack Peter, Lino cut style Mechagodzilla. Hello. And he's fucking bad. You could believe the picture, I don't care. Fucking dope. Let me tell you, like getting this figure in hand, like his face is just so pissed off looking and everything. So I went with the silver variant. Very cool.
Yeah, he's cool. Like I said, he's probably gonna be on my next review, so I'll open it up. Maybe I'll do it today. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe I'll just play video games. Then we got this one. I thought I pre-ordered, and now I'm having serious FOMO about this one because I didn't end up pre-ordering it.
Yeah,
but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's badass. Yeah. So there's the blue one, which I think already sold out, and then the artist Jesse Hernandez, he teased a gold, like a goldish brown and green variant. Supposedly, don't know when that's going to drop, but it looks like an actual treasure that you would find in the Aztec jungle. So I'm probably going to get that one because that one is just it looks like I always joke when it comes to Sofubi stuff. It's like Indiana Jones would say, it belongs in a museum. Yeah. So really cool figure.
So I see it behind you. It doesn't have the flame in its mouth, so that's a separate piece then.
Yeah. So I have it on the box behind me.
Okay. Yeah. I see it up there.
Yeah. To everybody watching, the only thing that I could kind of as a drawback is when you go to put the flame in his mouth, you gotta kind of be careful because you're gonna end up kind of rubs the teeth. It makes paint rubs on the teeth. I have like a couple just from trying to put it in. So, but yeah, it goes in pretty easy, all in all. But it's just the paint rub part,
so to speak.
Yeah.
And then this guy is really nice.
Yeah. So this is my fuck yes purchase from G-Fest. The last 2 years, went to G-Fest. I don't go there with a hit list or a hunting list, for looking for something. It's got to catch my eye. So I was walking around. I think it was Saturday that I snagged it. And I saw it, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm not – this was my first Saru Jirushi figure. Don't have really much exposure to them. Then, I saw it, and this was like a variant at an event in Tokyo back in May. And that was it. It was like it came home with me. Boom. Fucking awesome.
Beautiful.
It's like the 10th variant from Masami Yamada. Very cool.
Beautiful sculpt, beautiful paint, beautiful all around. Awesome. What do we got next? Nice.
Yep. That's the 3D scanned Godzilla 2000 suit from X Plus, 30 centimeter. So basically that's Shiwakasa's work right in the palm of your hand. Pretty dope.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got a couple Bandais.
Yep. Bandais. Those are cool.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
Got these clowns.
Those are great. Are those Bandai?
Those are actually the X Plus Movie Maniacs line. So
okay, they're awesome.
Yeah, they just teased or just announced the blue one finally. So we'll be able to get that and wrap out those Three Stooges.
They're okay, so they're like the height of a typical Bandai. Okay.
Yeah, like 6 to 7 inches, give or take.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Those are really great.
Yeah, it's like an obscure line. Like they're doing stuff that we normally have not seen. All like the Godzilla Tower. That's been done.
Yeah.
But not all that much. Like the Mysterians M1s have done them, and I think a couple cast pieces. But good
they're
stuff.
great.
Got him. We talked about him. Too much shit.
Pinky.
Picked up those. Those are cool. Dig them. Injected glitter.
No, these are the same sculpt, just different.
Actually, the blue one right there is the 2019, 2021 design with the original dorsal plates. This is the evolved form.
Yeah, you're right. I see it. That's a nice one. Is that X Plus as well?
Toho Maniacs, yep.
Toho
Whatever
Maniacs,
I call them, or Movie Maniacs, whichever. That's so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
There's that.
The box set. Yep.
Yep. Before I open
and then this beauty.
Yep. He's a badass. I actually had to move he's on my top shelf now. I had to move my gigantic GK down to the living room to make room up here because I don't have room. First world problem. Is that all? Did I not show you? Did I don't think I sent you a picture of this one.
Yeah, you know what? I think you had just gotten that one. Yeah. That's another.
Yeah.
Who made this one?
Also, Saru Jirushi, Masami Yamada. This is a collaboration between, Saru Jirushi and an artist named Braindead, as I found out. And they did, I think 30 of them were on the Godzilla store, which just dropped out of where, kind of like nowhere. But for those that were paying attention, you knew it was kind of coming. It's just, I didn't know it was dropping until I logged onto Facebook after getting out of work. And I was on my phone while driving. Yes, completely safe. This is how serious collecting is. And I'm like, what is that? And it was posted in Collect All Monsters. And somebody said, yeah, it's up for on the G Store. So I literally went to the G Store, and damn the G Store for making it so easy to click buy, because it saves your information and it just boom. As soon as you sign in, but bam. I literally saw the post on Facebook and had this pre-ordered in less than a minute, because I was like, that's fucking fly like hotcakes on a Sunday after church at McDonald's. So
the dorsals on that are beautiful, man. Hold that thing back up again. I want to see the dorsals.
And it's a fucking glowy too. Yeah, look at this thing. Gorgeous. Yeah. Gorgeous. So
it's way cooler looking than the picture, because in the picture I felt like the blue dots were way more pronounced.
Yeah, that's because
in hand it looks really cool.
Way better in hand. I regret not getting this because it looks so washed out in the pictures, but this looks like just scream. So kick myself in the ass for that one. Yeah,
in the pictures I was like, is he wearing like polka dot pajamas? But yeah, in hand it's awesome. Good shit.
$240. We were talking about prices. I was going to ramble about it. Sorry. It was $245 off the Godzilla store, and then literally after it sold out, it started popping up on eBay for $1,000. I'm like, fucking insane.
Yep.
But so I go from having 0 Saru Jirushi to having 2 in like a week. It was insane. So, but I'm a 64 mark, so had to have it.
Yeah. So which one are you reviewing next for your channel?
After this show, I will be jumping behind the camera to work on the Aztec Godzilla.
Okay, cool. So look forward to that. I can't remember. I've gotten a few things. The only things I have pictures of are this boy here, who is a fantastic figure. Love it. Just really well done. Just incredible out of the box. I did a video on that. There it is. Look, you can find it and watch it. Yeah, he's great. He is probably in the running right now to me for figure of the year. He's really awesome. So, but that's more or less. And I think I've gotten a few Bandais that we've probably already talked about. So no need to keep prattling on about that. But we can prattle on about G-Fest. Rich and Nev, you were there. Me and Mike were not. We do not have our finger on the pulse like you guys. I was actually telling Rich it's a good thing I didn't go, because the week before G-Fest, I realized that I have to have a whole bunch of work done on my sewer system. Yay!
Fun.
Yay for adult problems. So yeah, good thing I canceled. So yeah, you guys, how G-Fest, second year in the new hotel. Apparently from what I've got, third year in the new hotel?
Yeah, it's third year.
Okay, third year in the new hotel. And does this guy actually listen to motherfucker? I've seen Gojira live like 10 times. They're the shit. Shut up, Nev.
Awful band.
Shut up. They're great.
That's another podcast.
That's a different podcast for a different day where me and Nev fight to the death.
There you go.
Yeah. I also like Oxygen Destroyer, though. They're good.
Jordan was at G-Fest. Could have said hi to him.
No, I know. They're playing at a bar right by my house next month, and I'm actually seriously tempted if I can get my collection room straightened up because it's only like 45 minutes from my house. I'm really tempted to just be like, why don't you guys come hang out for a couple hours in between the show or that's before the show? And
they probably would. I mean, they're great
my
dudes.
collection. Yeah, I would like to. I think it'd be cool. So, anyway, enough about bands with Godzilla type names or Kaiju type names. So yeah, G-Fest looked like biggest one ever. Most people probably ever.
It's definitely the most people that have attended a G-Fest since I've been going since 90 whatever. I think
2014
foot traffic.
was. Yeah, it was pretty big, but I mean, this is a much bigger.
This blew that away.
Yeah,
from a population perspective, so many people were walking in and out of the dealer's room. The line the first day for entry to the dealer's room and entry to register was, I think, pretty much wrapped around almost the entire hotel.
Wow!
From where you enter to like past all the other stuff, like it was insane. Various ages, young, old, as typical G-Fest is, but yeah, it was pretty intense.
What would you say? Like dealers room is bigger all around, about the same.
I mean, yeah, the dealer room is much bigger. Dealer's room is much bigger. They broke it up into 2 rooms this time. There's another room. They renamed the room, so like one's Godzilla World or Kaiju World and Kaiju Island or something like that.
Okay.
Kaiju Island was downstairs, and it mostly contained artists. And then one vendor, and then the dealer's room had all the dealers, obviously, and then I think like 2, maybe 3 artists in there as well, and then the random like jewelry maker or whatever.
Yeah.
The chainmail people.
Yeah, the chainmail people. Yeah,
that's so funny. So, fuck, I just had a brain fart.
Nice job.
Yeah, I know. God damn, dude.
I knew something smelled.
Getting old. It's probably the fumes from my busted septic.
Could be
eating away at my brain.
Yeah, could be.
But yeah, I mean, it looked cool. The hotel is apparently way better. Amenity wise, it looks better. You said Marathon was there.
Narusan was there.
M1
was there.
You think Toho will ever just
SF
be there?
They'll never go. They'll never go. James Groman was there. I think this is his second time going. Maybe it's his first time. I can't remember. He's a guy that's designed Balls, My Pet, all that stuff from back in the day. He was there. He was showing off some cool stuff.
Did you ask him why he blocked you on Instagram?
I did not. I should have. I did shake his hand though. I said, "Nice to see you." And yeah, I did. So maybe we're friends now. I don't know, but yeah, I think overall, like, it was a much as far as like what dealers had. A lot of them had the same stuff, but it didn't really seem to matter. People were just buying everything and anything they get their hands on. Not a whole ton of like vintage as of yesteryear. Sometimes you go to G-Fest, you pick up some
I guess those days
good
are
vintage
over.
pieces, but yeah, those days are pretty much done. There was a couple of vintage pieces here and there, but overall there was not a whole lot, which kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do?
Well, it's been 50, 60 years since that shit came out. It's not gonna stick around forever. You can't fault people for not knowing it exists. There's just so much crap now,
I mean, what is the big?
Yeah.
Is it still Bandai centric in the dealer's room?
Or it's Bandai focused. A lot more Sofubi this year. Even probably the first year in the hotel, there was a lot more Sofubi. And honestly, I think that's kind of part of like M. Johnson's exclusives and even M1 coming around. When he always did that stuff where they come around, it just fed the flame of that Sofubi at G-Fest, because back in the day it was not that. You didn't see any of that shit there. But it's becoming more of an art world type thing versus a toy collecting. And this is a whole other podcast, but it's definitely been higher end, less volume with Sofubi at certain places. So
yeah, makes sense. Rich, you didn't do anything in the dealer's room, right? You just went as me, as you, right? Yeah. You didn't work behind a table at all or anything, right?
No. I'll be honest. Like, it's getting old. Shit's getting old. My back is killing me, and it's for some reason, it's just a different bed. Going to a hotel and fucks my back up. So like, my back is killing me. So the thought of standing there for 3 days straight, I'm gonna be miserable. And I can't sit down because my short ass can't see over everything.
Yeah.
So I just bounced around like a ping pong ball. Like Nev was saying with the lines, there was the line on Friday was massive. Like you couldn't tell what was the registration line versus the dealer's room line. It went out the main hallway all the way to the downstairs area where the stairs and the escalators are. Massive line. Saturday there was a line for like the dealer's room almost all day, which I've never seen before. I got a line probably late morning, early afternoon, and it wasn't that long. But then after I got out of the dealer's room, walk around again a bit, the line was back out almost to the main lobby again.
Wow.
There was just people everywhere. It was just not, it was a mini city. You know,
I gotta tell you, that sounds fucking stressful, Rich.
Yeah,
every single photo I saw was just wall to wall people. Every panel was wall, and even I was listening to the Kaiju transmissions, and Kyle was saying like if you wanted anything at a dealer's table, you had to reach. To me, that doesn't sound fun. Like that sounds stressful.
I don't think the reaching the dealers thing was there. I mean, I was one of the dealers. That didn't happen. But I could see like when you first walk in, it may have been crazy. We were in the back table. But it
sounds like it's a lot though compared to how it used to be at the crowd.
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, a lot of people complain like the dealer's room was a joke. I couldn't get in and blah blah blah. But like you hear that
from walking around the dealer's room, like it was hard to even get to the front of like your table, Nev, with Mike, because you guys had a massive amount of Bandai figures, and that was again the massive draw for purchases. It made it really hard to get to any table that had that many Bandai figures on, right there in arm's reach. And this is more of a joke at me, but me being at my height, I'm literally walking into people's backs, and it made it a little difficult for me to move around the dealer's room. And that back corner or that back strip, it was just a clusterfuck of people. And I was I had to get out of there.
I get social anxiety with that kind of thing. Yeah. I can't be around that many people. Like
you would have hated
it. I would have
hated it.
Yeah. I mean, that's like that Monster Mania show that they do out here in Cherry Hill. I know Rich and Mike, we went to a few of them.
That got crowded though.
And it got to the point where it's like, I love going to that and it's 45 minutes from my house, but like when you can't even like get down a hallway, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or you're waiting, 20 minutes to get an elevator.
I think not going in the end worked out for me great because I can't imagine driving 15 hours there and just have wall to wall humanity for 4 days. And anyway, the money and the time off I would have spent on G-Fest is going towards a family vacation next month anyway. So I think in the end it worked out. I mean, I always miss not going, but it sounds like it would have been hell on my anxiety.
Oh yeah.
Well, is the Indianapolis show coming back next year? What is that?
It's but it's coming back to Chicago.
Oh, it's going to be Chicago.
Oh, All Monsters Attack. They're already promoting it.
Yeah, it's Chicago. It's at the Crown, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I have a show here.
Already doing guests.
Yeah, we have a show here, Famous Monsters of Filmland Con. They have some tokusatsu actors. I know oh shit, I'm terrible. I'm forgetting his name. We had dinner. The Ultraman actor.
Ben Furiya.
Ben?
Yes, Ben Furiya is going to be there. I think. There's a few other people are going to be there, and that's. Yeah, I think so. That's like 35 minutes from my house, so I'm on the fence about that one. That's in September.
Sorry,
so that might be fun.
I know Megumi Odaka is going to All Monsters Attack next year. Miki, she's going to be there.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, let's go to Bigelow. The collectors mentioned about a new convention area. So here's the thing with the Hyatt. We haven't even maxed out the space that is available to this hotel. There is rooms up on the first floor where the autograph rooms were this year that weren't being used. There's a shit ton of rooms on the first floor or the stairs that we didn't even use. So with this many people this year, consider the fact that we had 2 Godzilla movies, one in Japan, one here in the United States, within like 5 months apart, 6 months, whichever it was. The hype train was as hype as it's going to be, for that much content, plus the Apple TV show and everything else that we've gotten. So I'd be surprised if next year is as busy, but the G-Fest coordinators are very aware of how crowded it was, and there's plenty of room for G-Fest to spread out in the hotel to ease, the congestion, so to speak. The dealer's room, they had a second dealer's room, which was like a dealer's room / art room downstairs. Matt Frank was in there. Bob Eggleton was in there. So like there's still plenty of room to spread out. The dealer's room is going to be a massive draw no matter where we go, no matter what hotel we're in. The Ted Stevens, is that what it is? The convention center or whatever they call it.
The Rosemont Convention Center.
Yeah, Rosemont. Yeah, that's just too big.
Yeah, that's what used to have Wizard World back in the day, and I think they have C2E2. I think there now. It's huge.
Yeah, like Alex is asking here, like if it gets to the point where it's too big for the hotel, you'd have to move it to a convention center.
Yeah,
but
I mean
that's
I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah, I mean that's you're talking a huge, because they used to do at the Philadelphia Convention Center. That's where they used to do Wizard World there, and
it's not like the Crown Plaza where we were busting at the seams at that hotel.
There's to Rich's point, there's plenty of rooms that we can rent out or they can rent out. I'm not doing it, but there's a lot of room to, and they're going to have to. But I don't think I agree with you, Rich. I don't think next year's going to be as nuts.
No, I mean I would
James.
hope that
Hello,
for attendance, but I just don't see it as being as hype next year, just because there's no new movies on the horizon in the immediate future. I know there's another legendary film slated for 2026, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was just so massive. Literally, it's just no matter where you were on the main floors, it was just people everywhere. There was a line to get into the model room almost all 3 days. Kid you not, because Greg Betters, he brought a lot of work. Marcellus Winters, those guys, Jessica Edgels, I'm good at shout outs now because I hung out down there a bit. Massive draw in that room from their work. But there was a line to get into there. So that's just how busy every room was. So
Rich, I think you're probably right about next year, but at the same time, considering how successful the last two movies were, a lot of people got into Godzilla over the past 12 months. I don't think, even if attendance goes down next year, it'll still be a lot. So I think they're still going to have to think about what they're going to do. I'd love to go back. It just sounds like it'd be a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back at some point. I don't know if it'll be next year, but it's definitely in the cards that I want to go back. Any noteworthy panels or anything you guys attended?
No, I couldn't do any panel because I'm a dealer, so I'm chained to the table. But
I went to the awards ceremony. And that's for the model contest, costume contest, and that was a little disorganized. They were running fan films in that room at the time, and they didn't stop on time. And then there was no mic set up in that room, so it made it hard to hear the coordinators for that panel award ceremony. But that's the only one I went to. So
I heard the turnout for Final Wars at the Pickwick was so crazy that I turned people away.
Yeah, they just out. I think it's sold out. Yeah.
Oh, that was you. I was like, look, somebody said that. It was Nev. Nev's on point. Somebody's saying here that there's apparently the convention center and the Hyatt are connected, so that's interesting. That's the thing, right? If you put it in a convention center,
business-wise.
Yeah, if you put it in a convention center, then you run into the problem of where do people stay, right? Because most convention centers don't have a hotel attached to them. That's the nice thing about when the con is in a hotel. To me, I always want to go to a con that's at a hotel. Like, I don't want to go to the convention center, hang out with all my friends, and then go back to my hotel and try to figure out how was the after hours and nightlife stuff there? Was it typical as usual, as pretty much the same as Crown? Just spread out more, probably.
It's so spread out because there's so much the upstairs, downstairs, main levels. Like when you walk in, there's plenty of seating. There's this planetarium room with seating. There's a small balcony with a couple tables and chairs. This year, Nev, where we had Cigar, they put a couple chairs down there. I think more tables and chairs would be beneficial in that area. But what was interesting, Sunday night, a bunch. So if you're familiar with the hotel, there's these towers, on four sides or whichever. And a group of people brought a couple tables and chairs underneath the tower. It's kind of it felt like, where homeless people would live, but they were partying down there. That's where the Godzilla blood made an entrance down there. And there was a shitstorm blowing through, like some severe weather, and I dipped out of that. But it's still kind of hard, I guess, to have what we had at the Crown Plaza on the patio. But all in all, just the after hours, people spread out everywhere. You had the restaurant, which was awesome, plenty of seating areas. So it was nice that it was spread out. You didn't have hundreds of people in one area, honestly, like the Crown Plaza was. Because I grew to hate that because it was so many people out there.
I think that's the one thing. That's the one thing I do miss is like having one place where everybody goes to hang out. Like but I think there was a couple years where it got too fucking crazy. But you don't have that because it's so spread out now.
Yeah,
I'm sure the Crown Plaza hated it too. Honestly,
I'm sure they did.
No, because we actually went there. Mike and my wife, we went there for like a lunch or something, and they had Godzilla specials in all the restaurants. And shit
did they really?
So, yeah, they're definitely hurting or feeling the squeeze of it.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm sure.
That's cool.
I'm sure it's possible to miss the intimacy of the Crown, though. I'm sure I would, because I went like when it was between 04 and 07, when it was still really small and you can get, it wasn't crowded. So it's like that's what I'm nostalgic for. But I know that's never going to come back. Nope. What? Oh, that. This is cute. She's
Rich.
Who's that? Who's Landon?
I don't know. I don't know, but that's a new T-shirt idea. 10 out of 10 grandmas love Rich Iso's fresh vinyl reviews.
I'm gonna go hang myself now.
I know. So yeah, that's cool. Thanks for the report. I think that's it. I think that's our show. So listen, we did this because, like I said at the top, some people were asking where we were. Here we are. We're back. I think we're gonna do it maybe like once a month. We'll figure it out. I think if you guys want to send suggestions to anybody offline or whatever, please do. I'm thinking maybe we'll do something on King Kong versus Godzilla, the original King Kong versus Godzilla, because we were working on that prior to like our hiatus, so I still have some of the stuff from there. But it's just good to just hang out. Maybe we'll do like a happy hour in between our next episode here. Maybe we'll just do something like that too. We'll all get together and drink for a couple hours. That could be fun. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Nev, you have anything you want to promote in your one way or the other?
No, I'm good, man. Yeah, I don't nothing to promote. Just keep on working.
Right, cool.
But I do want to drink on one of these. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, for real. We'll do like a Friday night or a Saturday night one. We'll figure it out. I can't do it this coming Saturday because I'm gonna go see Chevelle, another one of Nev's favorite bands, I'm sure. It's like my wife's favorite band, dude. She loves them.
I'm happy for you, man. Love you, buddy.
Mike, anything on your end you want to promote? If you're not in the Godzilla Collectors group, get in the Godzilla Collectors group. Right?
It's totally drama free. It's been that way for a while,
good,
thank God. And it's just a fun place to hang out.
How about you, Rich?
I've got a lot of shit coming up, honestly. Again, I'm kind of long-winded sometimes, and I do apologize. G-Fest was motivating very much this year. Lit a fire under my ass to start cranking content again on the channel. So everything that I got over here, I'm doing reviews for. I'm finally going to start trying to get together a collection video. That's long overdue because I asked about an updated collection video for years. The problem is it gets outdated so fast, and I'm like, I'll have to wait. So I'm going to do that. Mikey, I know you're watching, you little shit, so you better go buy one of the shirts. It's got buy vinyl, fresh vinyl on the back. If you don't, we're going to have a problem. So I know where you live. So that's about it. Boom.
Cool. All right, cool. I should have a new video up maybe in a week. My X Plus Godzilla review is up now. My Godzilla review. Yeah, the Godzilla review I did. God almighty. I need to go to bed or something. My X Plus -1 Godzilla review is up currently. So yeah, check out my channel too. That'd be cool. Yes, Ray2D2. That is actually we're probably gonna steal that name.
That's when we get Tim Crane on.
Cocktails. Yeah, we'll have to have Tim on for that one. And yes, sure. Bye, Kay. Thanks for tuning in.
Enjoy your bath.
Have a good bath. Don't stay in the water too long. All right, gentlemen, thanks for joining. Everybody, thanks for watching. And oh wait, see, it's been so long since we've done this. I forgot we have an outro video. So yeah, everybody, bye.
How about some coffee? Coffee? I like coffee.